Alright guys, new video, and it's a very special one, and above all, a very exclusive video. Good morning. Today everything revolves around the Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. That over there, the Jaguar F-Type R, was, in quotation marks, just my means of transportation. He brought me here to Bilsterberg, and when I talk about exclusivity, I really mean it that way. Because I'm genuinely the only one here filming a video today. I've been invited to take part in some truly exclusive test drives, specifically for the final acceptance drives at Bilsterberg. And I've positioned myself down here by the flags at the entrance just to, honestly, let my nerves flow a bit and soak in the atmosphere around me. Because when Bugatti calls you, it's a sign that something major is on the horizon, I'd say. And that genuinely makes me nervous. Or rather, excited, eagerly anticipating. I'd like to quickly explain how it all unfolded before we dive right in. Bugatti called me 4 days ago. That's very short notice. They asked, Matthias, are you free next Wednesday? I just said yes, not even knowing what it was about. The girls who called me up said, yo, it's actually about the Pure Sport, and they've officially given you the complete go-ahead to film it. And you're allowed to come along? Come along? Yeah, we're not entirely sure yet. Just final test drives, and these prototypes are so short-lived. And it's all really dangerous. And the Bilsterberg isn't the easiest racetrack either. Let's see. And you can be sure of one thing. Today, I'll do everything, absolutely everything within my reach to make sure I get behind that steering wheel. I don't know yet if it's going to work. I'm being completely honest with you. But what's definitely going to work is, we'll get there. And up there are at least 3 of these 3.57 million euro vehicles. We'll go for a drive together. 100%. Even if I'm just in the passenger seat, it's going to be an experience like no other. Especially since I'm the only one capturing it on video. Man, this is absolutely insane. Bugatti inviting me to something like this is just unreal. This is really, I'm genuinely excited. You can probably tell, and now I'm gonna hop into the driver's seat. Then we'll head up there together. Oh my, honestly, I still can't quite wrap my head around it all. So Bugatti calls me up and says, Matthias, come on over. We're taking the Pure Sport out for a drive today. And I mean, it's also insane that they're letting me get involved with these development vehicles and all that and so on and so forth. Bugatti is always ultra exclusive and incredibly special. You can probably tell I'm already out of breath even though I've only taken 3 steps. It's just that intense and overwhelming. This is truly special. All right, cutting to the camera, let's go. Yeah, it's gonna be insane, and it's actually gonna be insane. Because 1,500 horsepower. The car has been lightened. It's become even more aggressive, and it's fully engineered to dominate and perform on the racetrack, to deliver. On winding country roads, it's designed to dominate as the ultimate hypercar. A lot of measures have been taken for this, and I'm genuinely curious to see how it all plays out in the end. Driving such a car which still weighs almost 2 tons on the Bilsterberg is really intense. Really, absolutely. And when Bugatti says, yeah, no, we're definitely pushing forward with it and we're even letting people or have people filming during it, then they must be absolutely certain and confident that this vehicle will perform flawlessly on this track, deliver outstanding results, and truly be an unparalleled hyper-performance car. Wow, I always fine-tune it after you. I genuinely feel it's a tremendous honor and privilege to be entrusted with this important task. I will soon take a seat in this vehicle. We can prepare ourselves for an impressive array of highly exclusive materials used throughout this vehicle. Carbon, Kevlar, magnesium. This is going to be absolutely insane. What's happening here are the final test drives for the Pure Sport model. And actually, the guys should be driving by now. My appointment is at 3 p.m. It's 2:30 p.m. Every single time, I'm completely and utterly amazed by how stunning and impressive this place looks. It's so beautiful here. It really looks just like a resort. Actually, much less like a racetrack. It's an absolutely stunning top-tier paddock setup here, truly impressive. Let's head over there and take a look around. Let's see if we can spot anything interesting or catch a glimpse of what's happening over there. So Bugatti actually has the vehicle that was initially planned to be showcased at the Geneva event this year. They brought the show car here, and that's precisely what we're going to take a closer look at now. There it is, and next to it is the Jacken Schwalbe. Jacken, nice to see you. Hi. Hey, we aren't supposed to touch it at all, right? Hey, do you know everything about this car?
Sure, technically speaking.
And I'd now ask you to take a walk around the car with me. Let's have a look at what it can do. The differences from the regular Chiron, so to speak. Let's go, please, go. Where'd you start? What's the concept?
The vehicle's concept should be mentioned first before getting into the details. We've definitely noticed with our Chiron, it's a universally usable car with a really wide range of capabilities. And we've clearly said, okay, if we push forward and aim to make it even better, we'll inevitably hit technical limits. Simply put, we reach a point where we realize now we have to make a decision. That means we can no longer universally improve everything at the same time. Instead, we make a decision and said, okay, there's a car where we even set a world record last year. It's now insanely fast, practically hit 490.
Oh, thanks. Again, 490.
Moving at a steady pace. Of course, there's a gleaming part to it, and for me that would definitely lean more towards agility and effective handling.
The drive.
Driving dynamics, you could say that, indeed. And here stands the Pure Sport. As mentioned earlier, this is entirely a show car, and we have taken quite radical steps there to genuinely push this handling concept forward, to keep evolving it even further. We had a vision, and now we're here at the Bilsterberg. We currently have prototype test cars here, which we'll also discuss later.
Yes, he's starting up. Let's head over now.
Yes, and this vision, with our strategy and differentiation, is...
I have to interrupt you, sorry. So that's just a little taste of what's still waiting for us down the line. Honestly, I'll be straight with you. Let's just go ahead and talk it all through together, if that's all right with you at the moment. What have you changed about the car? Simply put, this is meant to be the racetrack version.
Of course, it's about saying this time, okay, we've completely redesigned the entire rear end, as you can see. Those were the forceful shots fired today.
It's sticking out incredibly far beyond the normal stern.
Of course. At the front, a larger diffuser was added to naturally achieve the desired aerodynamic effect.
The front splitter is made entirely out of carbon.
A nice big new front splitter. There's no larger surface area, it extends further outward. That means we naturally provide the counterpart to the wing and the diffuser to beautifully represent this aero balance for the car across the entire speed range. But you can also see the wide front intakes. With the car, we've significantly boosted speed through performance upgrades, tires with new camber, providing more grip.
Camber greatly boosts corner grip.
We've got that exactly. The camber is set noticeably inward. We've changed it. From 70 to 150 minutes at the front, so we've more than doubled the camber. And even more at the back. We've gone from 60 minutes up to 150 minutes there. We took a really big swig straight from the bottle.
Look, you can probably see it too, how it's just standing there.
And since you naturally have a higher performance car, it's important that we also have larger intakes here. That means the radiator also gets more air. And for us, in terms of handling dynamics, after all, this is a suspension-focused car, we also have larger intakes here. And thanks to the new splitter, we get more air for the brakes as well. It enters here at the bottom up into the headlight. There's a new nozzle modified from the Chirurgo, now an air curtain. That means the air moves through here on the side, then it partly collides with a town hall, partly whistles past, and actually arrives here, creating an area of low pressure in the process. And at the same time, this warm brake air comes out of the channels here at the front, meets this low pressure area, and is pushed backward. Okay.
Now I've seen these ultra sharp looking things. What are they called? Louvers or something?
Exactly, louvers. Up here there's extra town hall ventilation, of course, to relieve the pressure from the town hall and generate a bit more downforce. It vents warm air, of course. So it's both aerodynamic and thermal.
You just mentioned to me that here these wiper-like components, they're now crafted from carbon. Exactly. I was wondering, how much weight does that actually save? What's your guess on that?
What do these wiper holders, or what are they called? The entire wiper arm is made of carbon here.
I speculated that they probably weigh about the same as a bar of chocolate if you make them out of carbon. What's the real difference here?
The actual difference in the weight is 2 kilograms.
2 kilos. Just the two wiper arms plus this spring that's there and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Maybe it's easier to imagine if you say, otherwise it's usually just sheet metal parts with a joint and a spring. And the key idea, of course, was to completely eliminate the joint, spring, and steel body by designing a single, one-piece wiper arm instead. It also no longer has a joint here to lift the wiper, but the entire pressing force of the wiper now comes from the stiffness, which was, of course, designed with a bit of a trick, so the wiper is also well monitored at higher speeds. Carbon has a significant number of tasks it needs to handle. And of course, smartly implemented, it brings down the weight because we've really removed a lot from the wiper arms. That's actually the key.
The Chiron is actually pretty normal. Calling it that feels almost outrageous. It's truly unbelievable. It's already entirely constructed from carbon. Now you've genuinely gone and optimized the very last details to reduce the car's weight by a total of 50 kilos.
Right at the wheel, that's where we're saving 16 of the 50 kilos, making a significant difference.
Sprung mass.
Unsprung mass is precisely the part that's genuinely in motion while driving. That really means reducing weight here. It simply makes life easier for the dampers, as they then have to control less wheel mass. But we then took it further and said that's still not enough. We're focusing here on the unsprung mass, and we also further lightened the brake disc bell down here. Part of it is included. And we managed to save another kilo in the middle section with a really effective material optimization approach. And we thought there's still something left to do. Then we said, okay, we can even... The carrier plates of the brake pads, which are usually made of steel. We discovered a solid method to craft them out of titanium instead.
That was hard.
That means we just seized the opportunity at that moment to gain another 2 kilos for the car. And we said, we have to take it. There's no other option. So we've got nearly 20 kilos. That's 2.4 of the Titan's back plates. So that's unbelievable. That means we've managed to get exactly 20 kilos in the perfect spot.
All right, let's peek inside. Can I open it? It's just a show car. An electric motor's in there, I think.
There's an electric motor located at the rear, but the interior is exactly the same as it appears in the standard production version. This means you can clearly see this beautifully crafted 3D lasered Alcantara in the door panel. You can also get it in various color options, and the whole thing here is, of course, nicely complemented with a bit of carbon.
Lined with leather.
Nice, exactly. And of course, looking further inside, there's more of a reduced volume. But there are many Alcantara parts that reflect the core idea, contributing to the overall weight. It's lighter than leather. How much lighter is Alcantara compared to leather? I can't say in detail.
Probably like, I don't know, but it's definitely something you've saved on again.
It's one of those details where we really said it...
So now I have a question. There's usually the speed key, the top speed key. Why isn't it there? Was it removed or just a temporary change?
Exactly. We've decided with this performance car that it caps out at 350 kilometers per hour. He's not supposed to drive faster. Why? The speed is limited because technically the tire grip just can't handle it anymore.
Okay, so he simply can't go faster because the tire would overheat due to the camber angle.
Exactly, there's too much camber. The contact patch is causing oversteer issues. We just said, what do we want, performance or speed? We have speed in the Super Sport and performance is here. So we reduce the speed, and with that, does the top speed key also end up being completely removed from the equation for us?
That's a shame.
Because the top speed key is truly unique. It also suits the vehicle derivatives we still offer. But of course, there's another benefit here that's definitely worth bringing up and highlighting as well, you know. We concluded that if the top speed mode is no longer available, we'll focus on offering the customer an additional driving mode as a replacement.
Okay, and that is?
As mentioned, we're looking here at the driving program controller with the standard EB Autobahn handling. And handling has always been a mode, even with the Chiron Sport, which we'll see later, where you can notice that the ESP is a bit more relaxed, making it easier to drift. It continues to remain easy to drive. And now we can use the new mode, which we've effectively added. Offer the customer more freedom.
Where's the new mode at?
The new mode, right? We said the new mode is down here.
Here?
There's an ESP button down there.
There? See it? ESP's there.
Now, with the Chiron Pure Sport, it's designed to be operated in two distinct stages. Here, you're positioned on the main driving mode selector, specifically in handling mode. You can then say, all right, I'm driving in this sport mode, like in the...
Then I reach down there. There it is. You don't even have to reach that far.
Then I press it briefly for just a second, and then I've got ESC Sport Plus. That means we've got even more freedom, more room to drift around.
Okay, we know that. What happens if I hold it longer?
If you press it for 4 seconds, everything turns off. Then the entire traction control is completely off, the ESP as well. And there's no fallback level. Off means off.
Wait, with every Porsche, when you're drifting, I don't know, you've completely turned off the PSM. You're drifting and you're like, oh, it's getting tight. When you hit the brakes, then it helps you out again.
That's the fundamental ABS system right here.
That's not what this one does.
We've clearly emphasized here that we genuinely provide the customer with a dedicated sport mode. So there's truly no necessity whatsoever to drive it in that specific manner.
You're really serious about this car? This isn't just some random version, but it's genuinely a car that means business. Exactly. I've seen the launch control button nicely engraved right here. So this is all carbon. I mean, the entire structure is completely made of carbon after all. Up here, the Alcantara, the looks you get here. That C there.
Yeah, that's genuinely exciting.
It's illuminated? Well, of course. I'd like to start. What's next? The paddles are different, I see.
Exactly. We've learned a bit from our developments. We've noticed that here in the Devo, the paddle shifters are also a bit longer. We've had really great results with them, especially on the racetrack when driving at higher speeds.
From one spot to another.
And then it comes, we really said with the long shift paddles, okay, go, they have to go in here. That fits the character of the car. It can be made even easier.
I think it starts with the gears.
I can understand that part.
That's exactly what we're doing now. Be careful not to get your foot caught there, because then you'll scratch the carbon. Then it's going to cost you a fortune. What's actually going on over there?
These are, of course, the car's channels, filling with air.
It also means it comes from the town hall. But how beautifully this is done, it's so unbelievable. Okay, my absolute highlight, honestly, is the rear section. The rear diffuser, how far it sticks out. The car is usually up to here, and now it extends, I don't know, like a feel of 12.5 centimeters out. Titanium exhaust pipes, yes, 3D printed. So, we've covered the car. Now let's check the prototype. Yeah.
With pleasure.
And then I set off. We all set off together.
Going together, I definitely go along with that.
Exactly. I'll head off now, right?
But I think it's a real joke. Well, we'll have to see.
We'll discuss it and then continue. Thanks for now. Thank you. Gerhard, I'm not leaving here. The one standing there. Unbelievable. Okay, let's go. Friends, the moment's here. There's the vehicle, that's our car. We need to walk around it once. So I'm putting on my helmet now. Because of COVID, it's actually the case. That we have to wear masks. It could, of course, be that at some point. Because honestly, it hurts my soul. Because emotions are conveyed through the entire face. And if now only the eyes are visible, then it's definitely a bit less impactful. But the regulations are in place, there's the mask mandate, so we'll stick to it as required. Now let's take a look at the car's exterior. It's razor sharp, I'd say. I mean, this is a car that's being used and pushed to its limits all the time because they really want to test what the car can do. And that's why these things look so razor sharp. You'll never see a Bugatti like this on any road again because they're always waxed and polished to absolute perfection. So we'll never see it again. Here you can see the carbon with some kind of film slapped over it. That's simply sensational. So let's walk around the back. The rear looks absolutely insane. Everything here is wrapped as well. Normally this is all visible carbon fiber. Titanium exhaust tips. The fryer counter. Back there, there's some sort of gadgetry attached. Some sensors to monitor if everything's in order. And now I think we need to get in, right? Sven, are we heading off now?
Jetzt geht's los!
Here we go. So now, many laps are we doing? 4. 1 warm-up lap. 2 faster ones. Holy cow, how the place is already buzzing. This is the warm-up lap. The tires are completely cold. The ESP is still on. Sven, will you let me drive again later? Yeah, look. Wow, that's so crazy. The wild part is how this car accelerates in between. The engine speed is seriously insane. Absolutely next level. You can see it as I'm going out here. And then, again and again, bam, bam, bam. How the power kicks in or the braking force. Whoa, it's really tucking in nicely, huh? It's absolutely determined to do it. What's it gonna be? Oh man, this is absolutely wild. Yeah, just strapping it in real quick. Wow, he really nails the chicane, huh? Wham, bam, so smooth and quick. Man. Did he just touch down? A little bit? The front splitter just barely grazing the road? Perfectly low, everything's spot on. Man. Yo, no way. Seriously, I expected a lot, but not this. Now, onto the straight. Let's see how everything unfolds and plays out from this very point onward. Mile gauge, nearly 150 miles. Just saw it now. Good grief. This is absolutely sensational. Man. What's super crazy is I don't know if you can see it on the camera from over there. Totally rocked it. The entire stretch is fully covered with Michelin. Cup 2R tires all over, in true Bugatti proportions. Holy cow, just look at all those black stripes. Man, what kind of lateral acceleration is that? Tell me. Do you know how much lateral acceleration she's pulling? I'd say around 1.3. What? 1.3, right? I'd guess 1.2. Man, the cornering is absolutely insane. Seriously next level, no joke at all. It's just mind-blowing, really impressive, and downright unbelievable, honestly. Unbelievable how this car handles. So easy to control. It's really drifting at what? I don't know. Something like 200 ... Holy smokes, this is absolutely next level. Man, you wouldn't believe it. You can't explain this to anyone. That lateral acceleration, you know. Yeah, are you turning off ESC now? I'm switching to ESC Sport Plus, the enhanced mode, which allows more drifting, more wheel spin, more power coming out of the corner. All right, I'm curious. So, the ESC is now set to Sport Plus mode, allowing for more drifting, more sliding, and definitely a lot more action and excitement overall, for sure. It's going to be a wild ride. I've driven here very, very often, but I've never experienced anything like this level of performance before, of course. The braking performance is absolutely incredible. How late you can brake here, how well the car sticks to the track. There is almost no body roll. And of course, you also have to consider the weight in relation to the whole topic. I have to take a quick pause. Regarding the weight of the car, because it's just still 2 tons, and yet this beast here manages to power through. The compression, effortlessly. Wow, that's wild. Oh, my mask, I just saw. Sadly, the mask is... I can't get it back on my ear now, sorry. Too much G-force. Man, this is insane. And through the turn, it's already super fast, and then after the turn comes the straight. And on the straight, the thing just unleashes the 1500 horsepower and just floods itself with acceleration. I totally forgot how insane this is. So this is the third lap, and my neck is already hurting here from the lateral G-forces. Man! Are you still with us? Now we're unfortunately through. What? Are you still with us? Now we're unfortunately through. Okay. All good. Oh my goodness. 3 hot laps on the track. Pure sport, and I can confirm that that is pure sport. It's absolutely insane what you can do with this car. You know, it's always like, okay, straight line driving is done and really, really fast, either 420 or even 300 plus, sometimes even pushing it up to 440 kilometers per hour. It's just mind-blowing and truly exhilarating to experience firsthand. And this car takes corners, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't trust this car, this Chiron, to handle turns so effortlessly. I'll be completely honest, I did not expect this. What's happening in this car, I did not see that coming. Man, how insane is this? Guys, once again, I'm one of 3 people on this planet who gets to have this experience. And you're along for the ride. I think this is so awesome. Holy smokes, what a crazy wave. The most intense thing, no, not the most intense, but the second most intense, the most intense thing is really how the car delivers overall. Here on this straight, this bump, it compresses the car. It doesn't bottom out, right? It didn't bottom out. Unlike many cars that are very, very sporty, it doesn't bottom out, it doesn't go up there, and it's magnificent how this thing handles. 1,500 horsepower, 1,600 Newton meters of torque. Man, that's already a pretty insane demonstration. Crazy, the gearbox, short gear ratios, gotta shift a lot, right? Everything's so smooth, fits the track perfectly. Unbelievable. I mean, it's completely differently geared than a Chiron Sport. And nuts. You hit the straight, just bop bop, south ha ha ha. I really hope you had an absolutely amazing time today. Yes, it was such an incredible blast, so much fun and truly memorable for everyone. Now let's switch, all right? We'll sort it out with the bosses. Okay. Where's the boss? I want to switch. I want to go over there. Good heavens. Thank you. Drove insanely, ultra crazy, like at 200 kilometers per hour, drifting through that curve back there. The car is super linear, really easy and smooth to drive, almost effortless to handle. That's really just our principle, what we're trying to implement here. Insane. In the first round, it was super fast and we had the SP full on. You could truly see his steady hands, how relaxed he was while driving. Super cool. And then when it came to chopping, right there, it absolutely had to be spot on, no question about it. But that was absolutely insane. Seriously mind-blowing. Thanks again for everything. See you soon. Take care. Man. Baby. That's straight out of this world. Honestly, the Bugatti Chiron is always on another level entirely. But the Plus Pour just quickly fixed the hair, something like that. Insane. Dude, how this thing delivers, I really hope you somehow noticed inside what was going on with me back there, you know? But the cornering speeds you can achieve with this car, and then you're just overwhelmed by the ride and you think to yourself, holy cow, how does it do that? And then comes the straight and he just pulls off this move here and then it goes like this. Then brake again. The driving dynamics often make you think, wow, insane corner speeds, absolutely amazing. But then on the straight, what now? Now shake out my hands? Not in this car. You're too focused on perfectly nailing the braking point every time. Because when those 1500 horsepower kick in, it's really too late, and you're at the next braking point in no time. South. This proactive track awareness, I know the circuit extremely well by now, but in that car, it's just too fast to think ahead properly. Thank you, Bugatti. Now we have the after-race talk. So, when you turn off the ESP, that's where the black marks come from, right? The entire track is completely covered with black Michelin marks. They're only going to stretch even further from here. They'll stretch further. ESC fully off, all four wheels go full throttle now. After every corner, a massive smoke cloud, yet the car still surges forward with incredible force, thanks to the all-wheel drive, which handles it all perfectly. It pushes forward, moving while everything smokes. So this is insane. All right, girls, it's 7 p.m. Track time is over. Component placement and the pure spore is now coming in from his last lap. And that's what I wanted to show you one last time. And chat a bit more about, but when he's here, I'll of course be quiet. That sound from the 16 cylinders. 8-liter displacement, 4 turbochargers. That was an experience. I have to say, period. I don't want to say I'm envious, but honestly, I already envy the future owners of this incredible, powerful machine right now. Truly and deeply indeed. What this device can do is extraordinary, almost otherworldly. The Pure Sport's most fascinating feature is its speed and agility in tight curves. It's way faster than you could ever possibly imagine. Because a car like this is just big, heavy, and well, it's a Chiron, plain and simple. But the guys have somehow made this car so that it's insanely fast in the corners. And the Bilsterberg is really not easy. And there, everything on a car like this has to deliver and work so insanely well. And getting a car to work there is ultra difficult. But this thing actually works. And then you drove through the corner. I already mentioned it when I got out of the car. You went through the corner and were blown away by the cornering performance, how neutral and actually always oversteering the car is. And then the driver drops the hammer and the 1500 horsepower just come crashing down on you in this car, making everything feel too late. And it truly catapults you all the way to the next breaking point. And it's completely indescribable, the sheer speed at which it all happens. It's also indescribable in the normal Chiron Sport. How it practically just devours all the kilometers, the asphalt, and everything in its path. But with the Sport now on the racetrack, it's even more impressive because you're just so completely blown away by the incredible cornering performance. And then there's the straight on top of that. Insane. Thank you, Bugatti. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I'm looking forward to next time, Bugatti. Bye. Have a great evening. Ciao.